Okay, listen, don't hate me for this, but here's an argument against Palestine that I frequently use. But if you don't take this as a personal attack, just think of it as an argument that a lot of people use. I do personally use this argument. But if you want me to talk about arguments against Israel, you can comment some and I will talk about them. And I will give my honest opinion about them. And I might try to make my response, but I'll do it in a respectful manner. Now, here's an argument that I personally use, and a lot of Israelis use. Now, Palestinians accuse Israel of killing 12,000 to 14,000 children in the Khomor, Mazak, and Seno, which, funny enough, were actually done by Hamas, and even Hamas admitted it. When Lebanese leader of Hamas, Issa Akassar, was actually interviewed by it, here are his words, quote, "We did it. Yep, yes, we made it like Israel did it." Issa also admitted to the Hamas military killing children to blame Hamas in the Khomor and Mazak. He also said, quote, "We allied with the communist Chinese. Yes, we did. Our goal was to lie to the public about Israel. Yes, we were the ones who made the propaganda of Israeli soldiers sucking toddlers." He does say the words, but I'm just going to say genitals. So this literal leader of Hamas just said that they did it. Now, when Iranian leader Mahmoud al-Zahar was asked about, quote, who did the Gaza bombings, here's what he said, quote, "Yes, so in the name of Allah, we bombed our nation to sacrifice ourselves to Allah. What? We pray to Wallahi. He thanks us for our sacrifice. Correct. Well, we lied about it to make Israel look bad. Yes." Here, Mahmoud al-Zahar admitted that they did the bombings. When a woman who went to Khalil al-Hayya to interview him about claims in the killings of 40,000 children, here's what he says. "And O Selbia, we spread the falsehood and concealed the truth of Israel, for our God Allah has told us to." So here Khalil al-Hayya admitted that they faked him. And here's also direct proof that Israel wants peace while Palestine and Arabs don't. And this is a list of wars. So the Arab-Israeli War in 1948. Now who started it? It was Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, and Syria. And who was attacked? Israel. The Fedayeen, 1948 to 1967. Who started it? Egypt, Syria, Jordan, and Palestine. Who was attacked? Israel. Six-Day War, 1967. Who started it? Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, and the Soviet Union. Who was attacked? Israel. The War of Elision, 1967 to 1970. Who started it? Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Palestine, and the Soviet Union. Who was attacked? Israel. The Yom Kippur War in 1973. Who started it? Egypt, Syria, and Palestinian militants, with the support of Iraqi soldiers. And who was attacked? Israel. Palestinian insurgency in South Lebanon, 1972 to 1982. Who started it? Lebanon and Palestine and Hezbollah. And who was attacked? Israel. And it depends on what you consider Hezbollah, okay? So, it's kind of debatable. South Lebanon conflict from 1985 to 2000. Who started it? Lebanon and Hezbollah. Who was attacked? Israel. The First Intifada, 1987 to 1993. Who started it? Palestine and Hamas. Who started it? Who was attacked? Israel. Now the Second Intifada from 2000 to 2005. Who started it? It was Palestine and Hamas. Who was attacked? Israel. Lebanon War 2006. Who started it? It was Lebanon and Hezbollah. Specifically Hezbollah. Who was attacked? Israel. The Gaza War of 2008. Who started it? It was actually Palestine. Who was attacked? Israel. And now the Israeli Gaza Operation 2012. It was actually started by Palestine after they attacked Israel cities near Gaza. And who was attacked? Israel. But then they attacked Palestine for attacking them. Now, in the Israel-Palestine crisis of 2021, who started it? It was Palestine. And who was attacked? Israel. Israeli-Hamas war in 2023. Who started it? Palestine. And who was attacked? Israel. Now, here's some literal things that the literal leaders of Palestine / Hamas said. Lebanese Issa Al-Qassar. After an interview, Issa Qassar said, quote, "If I could, I would kill and hunt every Jew, every Orthodox, every Catholic, every Protestant." Quote, "It was made to appear to we bombed Gaza and blamed Israel." When Issa Qassar was asked about his criminal past, he said, quote, "I was born an Ionian. I followed Muhammad till death. I was in prison for having 3 wives and sexually abusing a child. No, I did it for Allah." Issa Qassar was also asked about the bombing of East Jerusalem. Here's what he said, quote, "It wasn't Israel, it was the Soviets. We said it was Israel to fool the public, and people believed us." And even when Issa Qassar was asked about the apartheid wall, he said, quote, "There is none apartheid wall. We call it propaganda, and we use the propaganda to get citizens on our side." He was also asked about the genocide in Gaza. Here's what he had to say, quote, "When they said Israel is committing a genocide on Gaza, they were wrong, and was Hamas." All of this and other ex-Hamas leaders such as Issa Al-Qassar admit to their fault. Iranian Mahmoud al-Zahar. In a meeting, interviewer Mexican John Jose Losa asked the ex-leader Mahmoud al-Zahar about the killing of 2,000 children. Mahmoud al-Zahar said, quote, "If you want the answer, I'll give you one." Some Arabic text in 2008, and here's the best translation I can give you. Lakad failna dalik fi am 2008, or Lakad failna dalik ku anna, which means, quote, "We did it in 2008. So Mahmoud al-Zahar is admitting that he and Hamas committed the terrible act which Palestinians argue Israel did. Syrian Khaled Mashal. Now, Syrian Khaled Mashal is a perfect person for Israelis to look at and disprove pro-Palestinians on numerous historical arguments. One such fact is Nakba. Pro-Palestinians argue that the Nakba was an apartheid genocide and the kicking of ethnic Palestinians out of Israel in 1987. But Khaled Mashal, a literal ex-leader of Palestine, said, quote, "They had agreements with Israel, and they agreed on a ceasefire in Israel and Palestine. It was us who rejected and betrayed them in the ceasefire." So a Palestinian leader is saying that they broke the ceasefire signed by Israel, Palestine, and the British. Even Khaled says, quote, "We chose to leave Palestine and give the land to Israel." So Khaled Mashal is saying that the Israelis didn't kick them out. They chose and left independently. Now here's some more proof, which are the 43 Gazan agreements, the 1987 Syrian leverage, the 1988 British Records of Palestine, Syrian-Palestinian Accords, this Israel-supported Seneta itself, Palestinian signage of the British immigration policy in 1988, the moving of Kaneka, moving of Genagon, and the moving of Helis Rosh Hashanah celebrations, and more. Even Khaled Mashal backs these claims of all these claims, and literal Palestinian leaders prove Palestine supporters wrong. Another argument against Palestine is their leadership. Hamas makes it very clear that they support topics such as Nazism, communism, Shia law, Sunni law, orgism, and more, such as Sharia law. Said by Shia Mahana al-Ummah, who is a Palestinian member of the Hamas Leadership Desk Organization, or HLDO, which he said, quote, "We do, in fact, yes, we do support the Sharia law in Iran, and we pray for our Shia members of Islam." According to Islam, Shia is like a heretical Christian just for Muslim, and also Mahmoud Nasherer, a Hungarian member of the Hamas military, said, quote, "Hitler is the glorious leader of Palestine, Syria, and Iraq ruled over Germany. We pride Hitler for his doings for Palestine." Also, Brezhnev showed support for Palestine when he was the leader of the Soviet Union. He was a heretical Catholic who supported Iran under the rule of Shia law. Umar Mahan Seren, a Semitic Omani who lived in Palestine from 2008 to 2021, was a director in the Hamas Is al-Din al-Qassam brigades, is al-Din Qassam, or the Hamas military. Umar Mahen Saren said, quote, "Oh yes, we do praise Leonid Brezhnev, and we thank the communist parties. These show support for Nazism, communism, and the Sharia law and the Shia law. However, I'm not done yet. In Palestine, which identifies as a Sunni country, already proves their support for Shia law. But if you want some reason, for some proof, let's look at a Sunni Palestinian named Uyaha Sanata Salah, who was born in Syria. He's Iranian and Iraqi, but he claims to be Palestinian, even though his DNA results prove that he's less than 30% Palestinian. He says, quote, "And to Wallahi and who they say Palestine is Shia, may Allah curse them and kill them, for we Muslims are not permitted to kill his makings." Which, funny enough, he also says, quote, "Our God, Allahi, says to kill all innocent or not Jews and Christians." And when interviewed by an Israeli Jewish theologian, he failed miserably to prove his point. Now, there isn't much proof I can give you. My proof for the Palestinian support of Ogism is Ramiz Alia, who was a leader of Albania and was an Ogist. Ramiz says, quote, "I give my fellow Palestinians friends the permission of practice in Ogist law." And then Umayyasin Yahwar, or Yaheh, or however you want to pronounce it, who was an administrator in the Hamas, or HTD, responded to Ramiz by saying, "We are they whom are camped, Isa Akasar, Mashaya Abunas, Bul Indos, yeah, there we go, Khalid Mashal, and Sonoria Wallace, Centora regard you, August, offer as grateful, we accept Aliyah's offer." Which is then when the Palestinian Authoritative Office, PAO, forced over 33,000 Gazan citizens to become August, and also killed an extra 2,000 Gazan citizens who refused to accept the Albanian ideology. Now, Palestinians might say, so what is this proof? Well, if Palestine supports Nazism and communism, they directly conflict with their ideological beliefs. Also, if a Palestinian supports Shia and Sunni law, they also contradict their religious beliefs. This also means Muslims cannot support Palestine, as it's prohibited for Muslims to defend a nation with other beliefs, which is seen in Surah chapter 2, verse 19, and other verses. And if Palestine does support August law, Jews, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, and Sheikhs cannot defend Palestine, or else they would contradict their religious belief, such as goes with Nazism, communism, and other similar ideologies from Europe, cannot defend Palestine, or else it would be invalidated, or at least it would invalidate and contradict and disprove their ideological ideas. So there you go.